Hello and welcome to Win Some Loosemore. My name is Dieter. You join me for another Why I Like video, a series of videos where I take you through some of the games in our collection and tell you why I like them. Now today I'll be telling you why I like Onitama. Onitama is a two-player abstract strategy game, little head-to-head. It's set in a little martial artsy type thing, comes in this little box. I've played this a lot as an app over the years, but this is if you've been following our social media, I know this is a relatively new, a relatively recent acquisition for us. I've been excited to get my hands on the physical copy as I've enjoyed the digital version. Why don't I show you how it works and I'll come back and tell you why I like Onitama. Here you see the game set up. We have the red side and the blue side. There is a little temple on both sides that is the correct color, so you know which side, and also the symbol here, the flag, is either red or blue. We have, each side has a master, which is this bigger pawn here that goes in the middle on your temple, and we have students, which all have the same design but are either in the red or the blue. So they go all on the back line, and then we have this deck of 16 cards. Each of these has a move on it. The color doesn't particularly matter, but each of these moves does a different thing. There are 16 of them because what we do at the beginning of any game, we shuffle this deck. It's the big cards on my hands struggle a little bit, but there you go, rough shuffle, and we deal 2 each. And then we play a 5th card, and this will tell us not only what the 5th move is in the game, but also who starts. We flip it and we look here, it's red, which means the card's going to go on this side and the red player is going to go first. And all the rest of the cards are now out of the game. There are only these 5 moves in the whole game. Now a card is very simple to understand. The central square, which is black, but even if you can't tell the shade of it, that's okay. The central square is assuming where your piece is, ignoring its relation to that, but more looking at these other spaces. These, if you use this move, are where it could go. So let's say I was going to use crab on any of my pieces. So I could choose either crab or tiger, because those are my 2 moves as red. And currently, the only thing I can do is move forward 1, because I can't move to the side, because there are other pieces, only 1 piece per space. Or I could move forward 2, because I can't move backwards, because you can never go off the board. So let's use the crab. And I am going to move my master 1 space. To show that I've used this, I take it off, I put it to the side. All cards always go clockwise. So now this card that was off to the side becomes my second choice for next time. So now it's blue's turn. They have the crane here, so they can either go forward 1 or diagonal off to either side with the dragon. They can't go backwards. So let's say they use the dragon and take this pawn to jump there. So then they take the crab. So I've now given them the move. So will just keep continuing. Let's just say, look now, I'm going to use tiger to take this. I jump forward 2, this comes off the board, pass this round, grab this. That was a stupid move because I've now allowed for the blue pair to do one of the 2 winning conditions. At any point, if your master is taken, is captured, whatever it's called, is taken, you lose. That was the way of the stone, one of the 2 ways. So they will use either of these. Let's say they use the crane to move forward 1 space. They move forward, they've taken this, blue wins, red has been defeated. The other way to win, the way of water, is to get your piece, let's say this was just over here somewhere, and they use tiger on their turn to move forward 2. If your master ever gets into your opponent's temple, so in this case blue one again, way of the water, or stream I think it is actually, we can check easily in this very slim instruction manual. Let's just have a look. Way of the stone, capture your opponent's master with any piece. Way of the stream, sorry, master in their opposing temple. That's it. If you get one of those 2 ways, you win. So why do I like Onitama? Well, the first thing to talk about is probably the components. I am a sucker for a neoprene mat. I love them. Anytime you see any of the Keyforge things, I've got that mat laid out. It's really nice. When I used to play Yu-Gi-Oh, I have a little mat like that. So to have the player board as this lovely neoprene mat, that's great. But these pieces as well are really, really big, chunky pieces. I really like them, and yet really stylized and fit with the overall aesthetic. The cards are a nice big size, so everything's really clear. So you see they're bigger than normal cards, probably about only this size. So they're really big, really clear. The colors are really obvious on them as well. So component wise, really good, really engaging visually, and just invites you to play it. Now this is a little bit of a double-edged sword in some respects, because it does then mean that for what the game is, it's a little bit on the expensive side. It's not an expensive game, but for what it is, this is why I had the digital version for a long time and still wanted to get the physical copy I have now, but I could never quite justify the price. It's usually about £25, which for a 10-minute abstract strategy 2-player game, that's a push for me. But you're paying for the production quality. The production quality is so high and it is so good that you are getting value for money in that sense, but for what the game is, it's a question. And I hadn't played it physically before. Now, if I had, I probably would have paid that money, because now playing it physically, I enjoy it even more than I did when I played it digitally. And I'm really bad at it. We've only played it a handful of times physically now, and I lost most of those times. I'm really not very good at it. What it manages to do, why I like the gameplay, it manages to present you with a game that if you win, it's because you did something really well. You were clever in what you did. It was not down to the opponent messing something up necessarily. You did something smart. Brilliant. It rewards that kind of thing. But if you lost, it's not necessarily that you were outthought. You probably did something stupid. You probably gave away the very move that would, in the next turn after theirs, then finish you off. Or what I tended to do, focused on my thing so much that I hadn't realized that they'd set up two. So I'm going, cool, focus on yours. Yeah, I've taken one of your pieces. And then Kirsty comes in and goes, yep, and now I've won. And I'm like, oh no, I missed something. It somehow manages to simultaneously reward you for doing something really well and punish you for doing something badly. Normally, games are either you're on a par until somebody makes a mistake and then they lose, or you're both doing things well, one person just does it slightly better than the other. And those are great too. This just fascinates me in that each time I won, which was only once, when I won, I felt brilliant about it. And Kirsty was then going, oh yes, I didn't do this thing. I could have done this, this and this. But when I lost, I was going, oh no, I should have done this. I never felt like she'd outmaneuvered me. But when I won, I felt like I outmaneuvered her. We both had that sensation of feeling like a deserved win or a deserved loss. I did something badly. And so because it's a 10-minute game, if that could be 5 minutes, I suppose it could be longer than that if you're both super thinky and really cautious. You just do it again. We played like 3 times in a row our first time, because it has that compulsion of, oh, I did it wrong. I need to do it better. I need to get it right. Okay, did it again. Tried a different way. Oh, I did it wrong. I need to do it better. I need to do it better. Oh yes, I actually won that one. Great. Okay. And that would work if there were only 5 cards. If it was just the same set of moves each time, you have that perfect knowledge each time, these are the moves that this game contains, you could just go, I'm going to get better at it, I'm going to get better at it, I'm going to get better at it, in a chess-like way. But that there are 16 possible moves, and you only use 5 of them, makes this so replayable for much wider range of people. It's not just the people that study it and get really good at it, and there are different strategies for each of the combinations. There's whatever probabilities of 5 cards coming out of 16, that many possibilities, I don't know, lots, of what games could be. I think the second game, there was actually only one card that ended up being different from the previous game. But it changed completely how we approached, how we maneuvered, because it just presented a new option, took one of them away. And so just really clever. And I think we're going to pull this one out a lot. We enjoy our 2-player only games. This is going to probably start shooting up as one of our favorite ones because it's so simple, because it's so compulsive, and it's just really good, really well designed, really simple. I don't like the box shape much. It's a bit strange to have a game in this square tube. I do like a magnetic clasp though, nice. But it does mean you could probably take this around more places than if this was flattened out into a wider box. So meh on the box, but it fits everything, everything works. So good, Onitama, it is worth the money. That was my quibble before, not having played it physically, going, is it worth it? No, I can never quite justify it. I got this in a trade, so I didn't spend the money on it, which is how I justified it. But it is worth it. It is. There is an app. If you want to try it out, see how it works for you, go do that. It's great. You can play against computer, you can play online. Doesn't matter, Onitama, or however you pronounce it. I don't know if I'm saying it right even. Correct me if I'm wrong. But that is why I like Onitama. Thank you very much for watching. I've been Dieter for Win Some Loosemore. Do subscribe to this channel if you don't already and hit the bell icon so you stay updated when new videos come out. You can follow us on social media on all of the usual platforms. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram is probably where most things go at the moment, but I will come out very soon with another one of these videos. We look forward to seeing you again. Thank you very much. Bye.